Hey, I'm Danielle, and today we are talking about changing your life in 6 months, creating a 6-month challenge for yourself. And I am so excited to talk about this. I saw this around a couple of different places, and I couldn't wait to dig in. I couldn't wait to try it. And I think the key word here is focus. When you really consider the fact that 6 months is gonna pass by anyways, but if you're actually taking the time in advance to narrow in on what you really want to change or develop, or where you really wanna make progress in your life, you are pretty much bound to see results. In reality, this wouldn't be a personal development video if I didn't kick it off with a Tony Robbins quote. And the one that I'm thinking about right now is, where focus goes, energy flows. And so if you narrow in, it's almost like your brain starts to recognize all these little signals and pieces in your life and kind of think of them as resources or insights to what you're narrowing in on at the time. So there's like a whole brain science thing behind this, reticular activating system, Google brain RAS if you're curious. But I've always noticed that when I set a goal, or when I really want to focus on a certain area of my life, and when I just get really specific about it, I just start to see things that might have normally passed by me anyways, but I wouldn't have even noticed. Needless to say, the first step in creating your 6-month challenge for yourself is deciding on focus areas. I would either suggest picking one specific focus area, like if you really want to focus on your health or something like that, or you really want to focus on your career, or if you narrow it down to 3 and you just want to make these significant improvements in these 3 areas in your life. Probably 1, 2, or 3. It just helps to, again, create that focus. You're not putting too much on your plate. You're not trying to make tiny changes everywhere, but you're trying to make significant changes in a focused area or a few areas of your life. And ideally, if you do make yearly goals, these focus areas and what you want to accomplish in those focus areas should be in line with those, so that you're heading the same direction. And again, you're not just like putting so much on your plate and too many ambitions that are going to split your attention and energy. And the 3 areas that I chose are career, mindset, and health. So with health, I just felt like I haven't been eating my vegetables lately and haven't been cooking, and that is kind of a focus for me right now, is to try to get back into cooking and cooking healthy foods, because I just haven't been on my game lately. So that is a big focus for me. Mindset is really about getting back into learning and reading. In 2020, I totally dropped the ball on reading. I did not read a single book from cover to cover when I was a big reader before that. And so this year I've had a big goal of reading 10 books, and I'm on track for that. And so I really want to continue with that, as well as just in general, sort of upping my mindset and doing some mindset work. And then with career, I have been really focused on what's next for me in terms of projects and gigs and, what I'm doing day to day. So that is something that I'm exploring right now as well. Okay, what is next? So for step number 2, you want to name 1 or 2 specific actions or habits that are going to coincide with that focus area. So if you just say, I want to focus on my health, that is like so vague. But if you're like, I want to cook things for the week every Sunday, or something, like cook my meals for the week every Sunday, or I want to have 3 servings of vegetables each day, or something like that. Like, that is gonna be way more specific than being healthier, right? Let me tell you something. I have the deepest history with vague goals, okay? I looked back at my bullet journals, which is like little notebooks where you put in your to-dos and stuff like that and your goals. And I wrote the vaguest goals for 2018. Let me get it. I need to show you the proof of this. All of this dates back to 2018, so let's flip through here. Okay, so I have my beautiful layout here, but I don't know, like a word of the year kind of thing works for some people, but for me it's kind of too vague. Double my impact and income. The income I feel like is measurable, but I had no sort of way of actually accomplishing that and be the healthiest I've ever been. Like, how do you actually measure that? So, and I'm pretty sure I set that same goal for the next year, and I also didn't have any sort of way of measuring it or setting specific like habits or actions around it, or didn't have any idea of what that actually looked like. That's the key. If you're setting a goal, you want to have a clear picture in your head of what it actually looks like for you to accomplish it, or for you to be working on it or working towards it. Fortunately, my goals get a little bit more specific over time, but like I said, having a clear picture of what it actually looks like to work towards and accomplish that goal is a game changer. And by the way, there's like a whole culture around bullet journals and stuff, but if you want to know how I actually use a bullet journal, it's like a super easy, approachable way to plan my week and manage my tasks and stuff like that. I did make a video a little while back about it when I had 5 different jobs, and so I was definitely juggling a lot, and that kind of walked through how to use a bullet journal around goals and tasks and everything like that. So definitely check that out if you're interested, or you're looking for a way to manage your task list right now. So coming back to what we were talking about, if you are trying to pick those 1 or 2 specific tasks or habits that are going to help you stick with and make progress on this focus area of your life, something like, you know, with this YouTube channel, for example, if I said, you know, create and post a weekly video, that is so specific. I know whether I've done it or not in that week. It's got that time span on it. It is something that is very tangible and it would move things forward. So that is a clear example. And actually, one more thing before we move on to the next step. Hold on. I have something to show you, which is the next book that I'm reading. So I have 1 chapter left in the book I'm reading right now, The Way of Integrity, which I've talked about. And this one, Atomic Habits, has been talked about so much. A lot of people love it because it covers all the bases. So this one is the next on my list. So if you're looking to get a little bit of a better understanding about how to create habits and stick to them, I will keep you updated on how that book is. I'll probably start in the next day or 2. And that is a way to kind of use your resources in order to get better with your habits and make progress on these focus areas. And the 3rd step is to track your progress. This one is huge, and I'm pretty sure this is another Tony Robbins quote, but you can't manage what you don't measure. So being able to track this in an easy way, and it's part of sort of your habitual weekly routine or maybe monthly, but probably the more often the better. So find some sort of way to track this. So for me, obviously, I was just talking about bullet journals and I use that every week. So I am working on tracking mine weekly, physically on paper. If you're a digital person, maybe do that. I'm sure there's some sort of like habit tracker technology online, or you could use a Google Doc. Do your thing and find a way to regularly track it. But I like good old pen and paper. The other thing I'll mention is that the way to get out of sort of this perfectionist tendency, which a lot more people are perfectionists than they probably admit. You know, being a perfectionist isn't just like being an organized person. It's more of just like an all or nothing mindset. So if you find yourself falling into this kind of perfectionistic all or nothing mindset, well, if I don't do it every single day for the next 6 months, I might as well not do it at all, or something of that nature, then what you can do is sort of mentally say to yourself, if I do this most of the time, I'm going to make progress. Or if I make any progress at all, it's better than if I didn't even do this 6-month challenge. So give yourself some credit and aim to accomplish your tasks, your habits, most of the time. And the 4th and final step is to consider how you can support your goals. What I mean by this is if there are certain things that you know are going to help you along the way, kind of favors that you can do for yourself, like maybe going to bed early if part of your 6-month challenge is waking up early to work on your side gig before your 9 to 5. So beyond that example, or any specifics to what you're working on in particular, what I can say is that it's huge if you can reward yourself in ways that actually support your goal. So for example, if one of yours is health, and you have been doing really great. Sometimes, like mentally, people think it makes sense to reward yourself with unhealthy food, but that is kind of counterintuitive. Versus if you reward yourself for having been healthy and wanting to continue to be healthy by buying a new kitchen tool that you can make healthy meals with, or if you're working on fitness and stuff and you get yourself a new pair of running shoes. Treat yourself in ways that actually help you get towards your goal rather than are a step back because you deserve it. You may deserve it and you deserve a lot, and definitely, you know, give yourself a pat on the back, treat yourself, all that good stuff. But if you reward yourself and treat yourself in ways that actually help you with that goal, it sort of gets at the core of what you're doing by making it feel like you want it even more rather than you're resisting the goal. So those are the 4 steps to keep in mind as you build out your 6-month challenge. You want to choose your focus areas. You want to select the 1 to 2 habits or actions that are going to go around that on a regular basis. You're going to track it, and then you're going to support yourself or reward yourself in ways that help move your goal forward, not backwards. And there are a couple last little tips that I want to share. One is that you can start at any time. So my 6-month challenge started on September 1st. It will go through the end of February. And it's just nice to remember that even though everybody and their mom wants to set goals on January 1st, the fact of the matter is that you can set goals anytime, and Jan 1 is an arbitrary date. But if you want to kick it off on your birthday, if you want to kick it off on January 1st, that's fantastic. But you can choose any other day. Write down those dates and just go with it and keep it going strong, because like I said, it will hopefully coincide with the goals that you have set and help you to improve in areas that are important to you, regardless of what month and day it is. Listen, I do set goals that start January 1st, but I was totally on board to do the 6-month challenge starting on September 1st. So maybe you decide you're gonna start this today, and that is a-okay, even if it isn't one of those big dates or the first of the month. And then the last thing I'll say is that 6 months really can change the trajectory of your life. If you imagine like an actual trajectory, if like this is where you're heading, and then you make just like this little, sort of tilt in the direction because of this 6-month challenge, and you start going here, like, 10 years out from there, or even 1 year out or 2 years out or 3 years out, you're gonna be in a completely different spot if you continue that direction. And so even just like doing that slight few degree turn is going to put you in a completely different place. And that all comes down to, again, focusing on a certain area or a few areas that are important to you. You really want to make progress, and just giving your all into that is going to put you in that completely different spot and help you feel like you're really investing in yourself and in your future. Yes, moral of the story is this 6-month challenge can absolutely change your life. So I hope you consider doing a 6-month challenge and kick it off right away so you can follow along with me. I'll definitely do a recap at the end, so it'll be super fun to loop you in on that. But beyond that, we will go ahead and wrap up this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this type of topic, give it a thumbs up so I know that you want to chat more about goals and challenges and personal development and all that good stuff. And then definitely click subscribe so you get more videos from me popping up in your feed. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye!